Okay, Mark, your takeaway from today.
Yeah, so this testimony was the bombshell that didn't explode. there was a lot of stuff that was embarrassing for Donald Trump, and most embarrassing was his association with Michael Cohen. But remember, before this testimony, there was all this speculation that Michael Cohen had recorded conversations with Donald Trump, that he might have had recordings about him talking about colluding with Russia or knowing about the Trump Tower meeting or telling him to lie to Congress. It turns out he didn't have any of that. He didn't have any evidence of anything that was impeachable. And in fact, some of the things he said were actually exculpatory. So you played that clip at the beginning of the segment where he said that Donald Trump didn't expect to win. He said elsewhere that he just treated the whole campaign as an infomercial for the Trump brand. Well, if that's the case, that kind of undermines the argument that the payoff to Stormy Daniels was a campaign finance violation, because it's only a crime if he was doing it to advance his campaign. If he was doing it to not embarrass his wife or not to get for his wife not to find out, that's sleazy, but it's not criminal. So, actually Michael Cohen provided exculpatory evidence that Donald Trump really didn't commit a campaign finance violation, which
but anyway, Charlie, your thoughts on this?
I mean, the whole thing was incredibly entertaining. It was a little bit like watching all 3 episodes of The Godfather on a nice cold, rainy day, and you could sort of sit inside and be entertained. But in all seriousness, this is a guy who says Donald Trump is a racist, is a con man, he hates America, and yet he worked for him for 10 years, and obviously his whole record for veracity around here is not all that great. My favorite mistruth of the day was when he claimed that the reason that he had decided to flip is because of his calling of his conscience, and he wanted to clear everything up. No, the reason that he flipped is because his office got raided, and the reason that he's going to jail is not because of these supposed campaign finance violations, which, by the way, the last person on earth that I would get any legal advice from, especially on federal campaign finance laws, is Michael D. Cohen. He's not who I'm going to go to for that. But I think
he also said, go ahead.
No, but I think it's very important to remember that of course, those what he's going to jail for is defrauding on his taxes and defrauding in his taxi medallion business.
Yeah. He also said he didn't want a White House job, and there was a lot of evidence, even the Southern District of New York put it in the filing, that he really wanted to be at the White House. All right, here's Jim Jordan.